us is that these are questions that we deal with every day as human beings, and yet when we put our business hat on, we take it away. So in your daily life, you do something that's more expensive than it needs to be because you get a better experience from it. In our daily lives, we'll drive, how far is it to the airport?
Here?
Yeah. You get a cup of coffee. You know,
20 minutes.
20 minutes. I mean, that's a long drive for a cup of coffee, right? We do this all day long, but what we talk about is the idea of creating return on expectations, not return on investment. Because when you turn it into return on expectations, you can add, at the bottom, at the end of the day, I don't do this because I have a computer degree and it was the only way I can find work. I do this because this is critical and important for businesses, that they understand how they're going to survive and do really well, unless you're a government entity, which, you just survive business, you got no choice. This is about business. So it's about when you look at a return on expectation, you can run the definition of investment. And you can look at multiple measurement points across the continuum. We had some fun conversations about things like making the intangible tangible. Because sometimes we all have a physical product, but it's not just a physical product. That's the difference. Also, some interesting things. This is a real challenge for a lot of people trying to do this now. At the Apple Store, there's one person in charge of what goes into an Apple Store. That's why it works. There's not a merchandise guy. That's different than this guy, that's different than this person, who each has all their own agenda. So they can make decisions about what's best for the entire Apple Store experience without having to fight all those terminals. That's a good learning for us. We didn't talk, and there's a certain thing, it's easier to build an experience from scratch than it is to take the experience that you already have and rebuild it. And it's particularly difficult if you're not going to actually walk the talk. And that's what too many brands do today, too many companies. They announce a new experience world, and they deliver exactly what they need to do. They just, whitewash. We talk all the time. We see a lot of stuff in the United States, we're notorious for in big, bold letters on the package of macaroni and cheese. It says, new and improved. And in very tiny letters, it says packaging. We actually have to deliver. That's the toughest thing. One of the things that we didn't talk a lot about here, but again, it's hugely a key issue, and there were some topics, is that we talk about experience going out to the consumer. We rarely talk about experience coming into the employees. And what happens when we miss that part of the conversation is we forget about the fact that in most businesses, that's the person that actually delivers the experience. So when you come in and announce that you're cutting, I'm using U.S. terms, I don't know what you guys do this here. In the United States, if you work less than 37 hours in a week, then you're considered not a full-time employee, and then I can take benefits away from you. So when you put me on a 35-hour work week just so that you can screw me on my health insurance, that's not the time that you want me to deliver a good experience to the consumer. And we have to remember that it really is about both audiences, your internal team and your external. Also, some very interesting conversations. Thomas Friedman's book, The World is Flat. Some of that is really having an impact, but where it's hugely having an impact is in cultural diversity. Right? We used to be able to do things, and we could live in our own cultural environment, and it wasn't an issue. But today we have so many cultures mixing together that now there's a new sensitivity that we need to bring to everything that we do. And certainly, hopefully I'm not mentioning this sort of subject, it's a fascinating one. You learn that with the cartoons. We learn it because we have a stupid president who says moronic. Political analysis. Totally moronic things. It just fits everybody else. Right? There's a cultural sensitivity that has to exist today that we never cared about before. And the last thing that I would leave you with is no matter what you want to do, no matter what you want to change, no matter how you want to implement the experience economy, anything, always come from the audience first. The minute you're saying, well, this is our procedure because this is better for the accounting department, you're not delivering the experience to the audience. And we all do. We all do these things, right? You go to take something back in a store, they say, oh, we only take returns on Tuesdays because that's your problem. we have these very silly, not silly, we have these very structured setups, but they're not about delivering the experience in Washington. They're about making sure that you can do your paperwork. So at the end of the day, and no, people don't do this. At the end of the day, experience your brand. Go home, sit on the phone with your friend, and have your friend call in to do business with you. See what happens. If it's too difficult, because they know you're calling, so they're going to, think you're an asshole playing with them, right? Do whatever you can to actually have the experience that you want your consumers to have. Make your management answer the phones. Make your management work in the kitchen. Make your management experience all those touch points so that they are understanding why it's so critical to deliver from an audience first point of view. So, thank you.